Welcome to the LLoLP podcast, week 8.
God damn it!
I
never get less annoyed at you. I never get less annoyed. Week 8 came and went, and boy howdy, what a week it fucking was.
Let's talk about that. We got a.
I mean, yes, presumably.
We got a match review for C9 versus TL coming up. We got who do we think is gonna finish first?
Good ass question.
We got Rip Fox.
Press F in the chat.
Why would my notifications are on? Whatever, that might happen a few more times.
What I didn't hear anything.
I don't know. I got a message from somebody. And then we got TSM versus TL match preview. I don't think this is quite a long week. We might talk about the Rick Fox thing for a while, though.
No. I mean, maybe, but also...
We'll see how it goes. So...
I have a few questions for you in the next week's pick, so that might take up a little time.
Yeah, you can ask me all those questions all you want. All right, so let's go to this week's pick results here.
Heck yes, Anthony beat me by 1.
1 win. We're only 1 win apart now, if my totals are correct.
Which I don't trust, but I'm not going to go back and do the math.
I was going to say, you're welcome to go figure it out
yourself.
yourself.
I don't care enough to do the math. I would care more if there were stakes, but I don't even think there are bragging rights on the line. Because I don't care.
So there's some pretty big upsets this week. I cannot fucking lie.
This was a crazy week to be.
I don't know how this happened, but Cloud9 lost to FlyQuest and then beat Team Liquid.
Yeah. They beat FreeL after losing to fucking FlyQuest.
You don't make this shit up, man. And then TL looked like they were about to lose to Optic, but Optic just couldn't close. TL were so close to having an 0-2 week this week, and it would have been hilarious, and it would have destroyed the buy placements if that happened.
Someone needs to give these script writers an Emmy. They're really pushing it. Like broadcast journalism, whatever it is. These script writers are pushing it.
I think they want, like... LCS won something for the Season 7 Worlds Finals, or at least Riot did. It was either an Emmy or a sports award of some kind for the show.
Probably a sports award. I don't actually know if Emmys are TV. Yes, they are.
I'm sure Emmys are TV, Golden Globes, or whatever the hell the Golden Globes are. No, that's the Grammys.
No, that's the
Tonys. The Tonys are musicals.
Yeah, what are the Golden Globes then?
I don't know. There's some weird amalgamation, but that's not what the show's about.
Best in film and television.
That's my point. See, they just do their own thing. So back to the picks.
Anyway, back to actually.
GGS also really showed up this week.
Yes, which I wish they didn't.
I don't have your picks updated here actually, so that's my bad. I still have your GGS picks from the week before because I never rewrote your.
Oh, you don't have. Wait, what are you talking about?
It still says GGS, but.
Oh yeah,
But you flip flopped on them, so GGS would have been correct, but.
I know.
Ooh, so minor error in the graphics. I don't have time to fix it.
That's fine. Yeah. So the GGS would have been correct. However, I flip flopped, and of course. That is unfortunate for me, but very good for GGS, and I'm trying not to be a spoil sport. So, congratulations to them. I mean, it looked like a pretty solid win against 100 Thieves. They were up a decent amount of gold. I think that's fine. It's 8K gold, it's 8K almost on the nose, 3 Drakes to 1. Up 7 kills, so, that's real good.
FBI was looking pretty good this weekend, too.
603, dude, on that Ezreal. Ooh, nasty boys.
I don't know what 100 Thieves are doing this game specifically. Let me just
Which one? 100 Thieves? Oh.
The GGS 100 Thieves game.
That's my phone.
I don't know why it takes to ban round 2 to ban Aatrox, apparently.
I don't know, dude.
Everyone's like all over Aatrox. That's another theme for this week. What the fuck are we doing with Aatrox? Why? Who? How? What the fuck? Oh, Tristana top. I hate it. I don't think it was super useful, but they still won anyways. I don't think it hurt them, but I don't think it helped them either. It didn't win lane that much.
It's definitely something that I was annoyed to see, and I was kind of thankful I don't play this game too much anymore in normals. because I'm addicted to TFT. But I was like, oh, if I played this game, I would have to really give a shit about seeing that in my game. So now, ooh, God bless, dude. It didn't make much sense to me. I don't imagine. Did they pick it first, like before the enemy top?
I don't think so.
That's an insane blind pick. I wouldn't do that. I feel like it has a lot of losing matchups, but you're the top laner, so correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, the thing against most top laners, it can just farm without even trying, but it can also just harass the fuck out of you. The only problem is it was into Kled. So Kled is a really sticky champion, and once Kled gets on you, it's really hard to get him off you because he lets him follow back up. His Q has an interrupt for jump, so if you time it poorly, you're gonna get fucked, and then it's still slow and a pullback. So he's got so much to stick on you with, and I'm just wondering why you would pick this into Kled. He's even got anti-heal. What were they running?
Yeah,
Press the attack? Yeah, press the attack was probably the option here. It was either that or, what's it called? Lethal tempo.
Yeah, dude, I don't. I mean, listen, you're the top laner here. The only thing I'm noticing is how low the top laner vision scores were. But there were a lot of low vision scores this game.
25 at 28 minutes isn't too bad.
It's not good.
I mean, it's hard to get any higher. Especially when you have to buy a QSS and sit on it.
Nah. Listen, it's my favorite pastime is shit talking your lane for your low vision scores on average.
Because I sit there in top lane and just farm.
No, not just hours. You. I mean, just like top lane. Like all y'all motherfuckers sitting up there contributing quite literally nothing to the vision of the team. Oh, don't shake your head. You know I'm right, you piece of shit. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it.
You don't like
I feel like it's
You
toxic.
don't like Tristana.
I don't like Tristana top. I feel like it's toxic, and I just feel like it shouldn't be in the game. And I feel like ranged top laners should be super susceptible to death a lot, and this one just didn't. It just didn't happen. But I still feel like they didn't win through it. I feel like they went through mid lane and bot lane a lot more than through top.
Especially a ranged champion that has like a borderline free disengage on like an 18-second cooldown. You know.
Yeah.
Like it's like a, you know. I don't know. It seems to me that a lot. I mean, I think range champions obviously are always really good at melee champions. Even champions like Kled that have insane chase time, because it's like cool.
Well, Kled actually beats Quinn. Like that's a thing.
Sure, but Quinn doesn't have like a fucking half screen leap. Like,
it's just the other direction actually.
It's not half screen either. But the point is like, okay, Kled ults you wait to get, as an AD carry who's played Tristana into Kled, it's like, okay, you wait for it to hit, and then as soon as he casts his rope, then you jump, and you're just fine. Like you're just okay. There's nothing he can do about it. His dash isn't anywhere near yours. Skarner doesn't have the mobility, even with Predator, to run up on you. If you have Flash W, great. Good fucking luck, dude. Like, you're gonna have to tower dive me. Like, and if I'm already under tower, good luck. Like, it's so unbelievably safe, and it seems extremely difficult to punish just with this comp alone. Maybe just in general, though. I don't know the nuances.
Range top laners are stupid safe, and I don't like how safe they are.
Range champions are stupid safe.
Alright! Let's move on to our match of the week. We got Cloud9 versus Team Liquid.
Yes.
This was looking up to be like a fight for first, and I want to say it lived up to it. But the last, 6 minutes, I just don't... What?
You don't have any faith in TL?
It's not that. I'm just sitting here like, how the hell does C9 come up like that? They just turned this game that looked really close. TL had a gold lead for, the whole game, from what I remember. And
no, I mean, it was, kind of, not...
When did they drop their gold lead?
I don't remember. I don't remember if they ever had, a huge one, and I think it was sort of, going back and forth pretty tight, but I don't actually remember. So I would say that I should shut up.
They only finished with a 6-ish K, 5-ish K gold lead.
No, I know. I'm not saying they were ending behind. I'm saying it was a close game, but I just I never felt like either team was extremely ahead. And I know for a lot of the game they're about 1.5 or 2K ahead.
But C9 basically won a fight for Baron.
Yeah.
And then plowed that Baron all the way to the Nexus. Like it was, what year was that? Season 7 or Season 8? I don't remember where that was the meta. Where it was just like you played a first Baron and then first Baron just ends the game. Ooh. Like, I wanted to have more to say about this game. Because it was supposed to be insane.
But it wasn't.
But, like, and I don't even feel like TL fucked up.
Gameplay where C9 was getting ahead in kills and never lost the kill lead. It shrank for a little bit, and I think it might have tied it 4-4 for a second, but I think it was really at 5-4. I don't really remember. But it just seemed like C9 was winning skirmishes off Niski's early game Kiana, especially with the Gragas roams and the synergy top lane. And off of that, TL was prioritizing objectives a lot better, especially because of Impact's ability to out pressure Licorice in lane in the 1v1, both top and bot when they switched. But like, sure, they kept a 2k gold lead. Sure, they had a couple more objectives. They were even in Dragons, but they just kept dying. Like, and even if like obviously you can win a game down in kills if you're up in objectives. When you're down 10 kills, right? And anytime you see an enemy team member, you're blowing a flash, you're blowing an ultimate, you're blowing your cooldowns, your disengages, and you're just running, because if you don't, you die, right? Like, that to me seems just like a really bad place to be. And it seemed like they literally just got out killed, right? Which is weird, because usually in pro games we see out objectiving, out maneuvering, out macro gaming. This didn't even really feel like an out macro gaming as much. It was just like all right, we're gonna kill them, and whatever's up, we're doing it, right? Like, there was that one super extended fight that started in Drake where they chased Smithy all the way up to Red Side Raptors, and they were like, it seemed like they were just like, well, fuck it, like, we won the fight and Baron's right here, so I guess we're doing it, right? Like, I don't know, but it didn't seem like there was like that tight like choke out so much as it was just like a beating someone over and over until they died.
So
Disagree.
In the early game, I've really noted this, that TL were getting objectives. They got 2 early Drakes, not early, but like they got the first 2 Drakes and Herald. I think they got a Drake and Herald, and then they transitioned a really bad mistake by C9 into 2 kills and 3 turrets.
Mm-hmm.
So that was actually insane, and I really thought that they were going to take control of the map after that, but then they just didn't. Like, I don't know what really happened next, but
it felt like they just fell off a little bit, and they literally just didn't have other than Impact. It felt like there wasn't a lot of pressure, and I didn't even feel like Impact had that much pressure, right? Yes, he was out pushing him. When they had the conversation on the desk about the pressure difference, it was a 1 kill difference, a 1 death difference, and a 1 assist difference, where Impact was, I think, up a kill, down an assist, down a death, and up 1 single CS. And he was up they were even in items. Or I think that Licorice hadn't backed to finish a second item, but had all the components, right? So like they were super even in build. And so yeah, like he was losing the 1v1, but then when he got to the team fights, the rest of Impact's team didn't have enough pressure that Impact could just go in, ult in, do his shit, especially because he's AD Cannon. He's AD Cannon. He can't go in and do his shit if his team's not popping off, and his team's really not popping off. Jensen didn't have a lot of pressure. Jensen didn't really do much for the team. Niski was looking crazy. Fucking Yuumi Ezreal, super safe lane. Super, super safe lane. Plus, into Tom Kench Sona, a lot of lane pressure there. Post sort of 4-ish earlier if you get roams, and then Sneaky just sort of, I think, got kills really off of the fact that his team was super far ahead, and that's a fine way to get kills as an AD carry. I abuse that strategy whenever I can. A lot less work for me, but still, like, it literally just felt like the TL bot lane was never really ahead, and they didn't have any pressure, right? And whenever they were utilizing the strengths of their bot lane, they were getting punished for it. Like, I'm sure you remember the Gragas ultimate on to Kench that forced double lift to immediately flash. Yep. That's so big, right? Like, they get a kill and blow the double lift flash, right? Like it felt like literally they were just kind of playing every single fight or skirmish like near perfectly, and they won the game off that, which is a fine.
I mean, yeah, short of that one time where they lost 3 turrets.
But I mean, I'm talking about fights.
Well,
right?
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
talking
that
about
was
the
a fight
macro
that.
game.
Well, no, that was a fight.
Yeah.
That was 2 fights
right.
that happened, top and bot.
No, you're right. It's short of that one, but like literally everything else just felt like they were just like, all right, we're just gonna kill you, right? Like, and that was a very early game fight, right? It didn't, and they didn't seem to be able to transition after that fight to continuing to win fights.
Looking at the end game screen, it kind of looks like the real thing that won this game was Nizzy being ahead. He had like four kills and 0 deaths at one point, and that was all the kills.
He was 4-0. Yeah, it was all the kills for C9 early. Was Nizzy. It was 4-0, and he died, I think, bot lane in a bad fight.
Yeah, that was the bad fight that lost in 3 turrets.
Yeah,
and
indeed.
That means TF has to sit there and take it. So TF can't roam anymore. TF can't even like exchange in lane. TF was basically put out of commission off of all that early gold put onto Kiana. And I think between that and AD Kennen, TL had no options for how to get this game in control. And they had nothing and they just fell right off the map. Though the Sona Tahm Kench stayed very even against Ezreal Yuumi. Now, I honestly don't think that's as impressive as a lot of people would say it is.
No, I think Ezreal Yuumi is pretty weak early game.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's that strong, especially into the heavy sustain lane of Sona TK.
No, yeah, they're not winning a lot of fights, and their poke is borderline useless against the regen of TK and the spammable heal of Sona. They really get off the ground post an item and a half or on a jungle game.
And they have no kill potential in lane before 6.
No, unless someone really messes up. And then the reason I mentioned 4 earlier is just that's usually when you'll be safe enough with a point in everything and a point, 2 points, and one thing that you'll be able to trade a little bit better, right? But your Ezreal Q damage level 1 is booty cheeks. Pre-6, for most of the game, your auto damage is booty cheeks, right? Like you're not really doing anything there. And it just at that point turns into a poke lane. And so they're fine, but they can't contest as aggressively as Civ or someone else can.
So them going very, I'd say, even with Tahm Kench Sona is probably not that big of an accomplishment playing into Ezreal Yuumi, who are not very much
especially it would have been more impressive if they carried it in the mid game when Ezreal really starts to come online. But that's when they really started to fall off and lose all of their pressure and potential. So RIP them.
All right.
Maybe this is the week you use that picture I sent you. I see that every week and it makes me laugh. Anyway.
Did you hear about Sneaky being rather I don't know, he's been talking a lot of shit about the casters and what they like to say about him recently?
Well, they like to shit talk him.
I mean, yeah, but
okay, I should qualify anything I'm about to say with I have not heard about what you are talking about. So I've not. This is
you've heard about them. Everyone's talking about how Sneaky has not been performing very well in lane. At least the C9 bot lane as a whole has not been performing super highly.
I've heard it a few times here and there by fucking liars and slanderers.
So last week on Hotline League or 2 weeks ago, I don't remember. Your camera's shaking. Mark Z was saying that he's not sure if. Someone asked if Sneaky was going to retire or not at the end of this year because he seemed to be. To the person who asked, he seemed to be getting further and further away from the game.
That's just a rando asking, right?
Yeah.
I've never watched it. I don't know the format.
It's just a call-in show. They have people calling us
questions. So it's just some dude on Discord.
Yes.
Is he gonna retire? Okay, got it.
So then he basically says a hypothetical about what might be Sneaky's plan. He might actually be aiming to retire. He's doing a lot of other things. He's streaming. He's doing his cosplay on Patreon. So maybe he wants to transition out of being a pro player into doing other things. But it's not exactly like he's saying that's going to happen. He's just sort of this is possible. I don't think he would, but he could. Now that spiraled into Sneaky talking about that as if Mark Z had no idea what he was talking about, and he seemed to miss the context to me, but
I might not have seen the show.
Well,
if someone
he was watching the whole segment. He was watching through the whole segment.
I don't know. I haven't seen any of this, so I don't know. and I can't comment.
But this week,
I love Sneaky, and I won't accept any dishonor on his name.
Before this weekend, he was talking shit about other casters, and it brought up a conversation in the match thread about whether Sneaky is just, especially after the FlyQuest game, because they just lost the FlyQuest, about whether Sneaky was really like taking all the criticism about the bad split to heart. So I guess I'll ask you this question. Do you think Sneaky is going to retire at the end of this year?
Dude, I don't fucking know.
Or is he going to be kicked off of C9 for Deathly?
For what?
For Deathly, who just joined and just got played.
Yes, I remember. I remember looking that up because I was like, where's Keith? And then turns out he's in Golden Guardians.
How'd you miss that
Academy.
Trade? Damn.
Don't pay attention to the trade. Let me think. I have no idea. Look, I know that's like a shitty cop-out answer. There are still people who've been playing in the league as long as him or longer who maybe have taken a little bit of time off who are still in the league. So I don't think it would be ridiculous for him to stay in the league. Would I be surprised if he retired? Like, kind of. He doesn't seem like he's gearing down, right? Like, people have been talking about his play, but like a lot of players in a lot of sports have ups and downs in their performance across seasons or quarters or splits, right? And however you design your schedule, right? Like it could just be other things, right? Like there are times when players play really poorly because of other stuff happening in their life. First of all, I don't even think he's playing like really poorly. I think that's an exaggeration. I think he's not playing at his typical level, but that's still really good, right? Like he's one of the best NAAD carries ever. And so like his not very good is much better than a lot of other AD carries in the league. I think he's still capable of matching up to a lot of people. I think he's still capable of matching up to people who pick Sona every game, even though they're marksman players.
That's shade.
Yeah, it is. It was a dumb decision. Anyway, I don't know. I would be pretty surprised if he retired, right? Especially because I think at this point, where esports is, it's not that weird for him to be streaming a lot and doing Patreon cosplay, right? Like, streaming takes up the most time out of those two other activities, obviously. But I also am confident that, like, if he really needed to be training or scrimming, then he wouldn't be streaming. Like, I would be shocked if anyone really believed Sneaky was ditching scrims to stream. Anyone who says that
about any of these pro players is probably full of shit.
They're wrong and dumb, right? So like, it doesn't seem bad to me for him to stream, right? Because he's doing his scrims, right? And the cosplay stuff, it's like, what, you take like 6 hours on a fucking some random ass night where you don't scrim.
His girlfriend makes the cosplays and he just.
No, that's what I mean. I'm talking about for the photo shoots, right?
Okay.
For the photo shoots, it's like what, a few hours a day. Great. Okay.
People were saying on Reddit that it would take an hour. An hour. I think he does them once a month. I'm not sure, but it would take 1 hour to do a cosplay photo shoot. And oh boy, do I have news for you people.
No, that's so wrong. As someone who got a degree in fine arts and spent a lot of time photographing people on sets, it takes fucking forever. Like, it's a lot of time. And that's okay, right? But like,
if that's what he does on his day off. That's what he does on his day off.
If that's what he does on his day off, that's what he does on his day off, and that's really probably not hurting him, right? Like, I also can't hold it against him for like wanting to make money, right? Like, or make content or do something he enjoys. It's like, cool, like that's fun. So I would honestly be shocked if he, maybe not shocked. I'm not expecting retirement. I'm not expecting a benching, like long term or permanent or firing. That would be really wild to me. What about you?
But before we get to that, for reference, he has 1,354 Patreons.
Patrons, yeah.
So,
I mean, that's a lot.
So for me, I don't know, because
you can't disrespect securing the bag.
Okay. So for me, the way that
there's a lot of Twitch subs. God damn.
The way that they put in Deathly and the way that they phrase it is they're looking for their 7th man out of Kumo and Deathly. Those are the 2 that they have up for their 7th man into playoffs right now, by the way.
Which makes sense given
Right.
Blabber's recent performance and Scairns.
And the fact that Nizzy seems basically fine and can play against anybody on most things. But I think that it's likely that he's very unhappy about getting benched. Was it last split or last year? I think it was last year, right?
It was last year. Jensen was still on the team, so
yeah. So I think he was really unhappy about that happening. And,
unsurprising.
Yeah, no.
I think they showed that in the video.
I think they were a little unhappy that they were like being filmed and didn't realize it when that happened, but that's a different problem.
I don't know if they didn't realize it. I just don't think they knew it was happening and then weren't happy about it. But...
So, I think if they do choose Deathly, which I honestly don't think is the pick, just straight up.
Pick Kumo. He's probably much better than Deathly.
But I'm just thinking he might not be as happy with playing with an understudy, if you will. So it's hard to it's hard to come to a full conclusion here. But I don't think he will be content with playing with a second AD carry as second man, and I don't think he will want to be swapping time if they ever get to that kind of point. So he may look for another team if that happens, like what happened with Wild Turtle.
Sure. Here's what I think, though. C9 has never really pushed that 7-man roster outside of playoffs and international play.
Right? Oh, yes, they have. In fact, that was how they picked... I think they ran Golden Glue Blabber in a game against Team Liquid because they decided that was going to be their best matchup against them.
Oh, that's fair. But it's not, like, frequent.
It's not, but it's also... They've only been doing this whole system for, like...
I guess so. I don't know, but I don't think it would be something he would get upset about in a playoff or like world situation.
Maybe.
That to me seems more like, okay, fine, right? Like if he's splitting time like they were doing with Grig and Acadian every week, indefinitely until they make a decision, that I could see getting under his skin or making him unhappy, and I think reasonably so. I think Kumo's probably just a better pick, given that Licorice has been sort of 50-50 lately, and we got to see both
Kumo and Deathly play this split, and Kumo definitely impressed more people.
Yeah, including us, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Not to speak for you, but I think given how we've had a whole segment about Kumo and not one about Deathly, and it's fair to say that. So, and I'm not just saying it because I'm a big Sneaky fan, although I am. I just think it would be a very odd decision. I don't know. But especially because, okay, typically, with bot lanes, C9 has gone all or nothing, right? Like this is one of the first times that they've like swapped their AD without swapping their support, right? Like that just happened a lot. I mean, like even Smoothie missed some games when they wanted Keith and Zazel to initially play together.
Well,
to get comfortable.
Yes, but that was because they were putting in.
That was during the benching.
Yeah, that was during the whole benching thing, which is hard to fully understand what their whole logic process was there.
No, exactly. But like, so for them to, C9 doesn't seem like a team historically who split up their bot lanes, right? So to take one of them and put them in consistently, I think would be an odd move for the org. Although who knows, they do a lot of things I don't expect, which is good. Get success out of it, but still, I would be pretty surprised. If they do go with Deathly over them, I think we would both have a lot of questions, but I think then it would probably be more reasonable for him to, more.
Oh, especially since Licorice has had an injury with his hand already. That's another reason.
That's what I was saying. Not only does Kumo perform more impressively, but we don't know if Licorice is still on the up and up, or if he will re-aggravate it, or what will happen. And one might want to be safe and not dump their 10-man roster or 7-man roster, and then just be stuck with like running Deathly or Sneaky top lane and working it out, or Sneaky mid and Nisky top, right? Like that sounds bad. So,
okay,
I'd be pretty surprised.
All right,
but
all right. You wanna do nothing else?
Who will finish first?
Who's first? Who's first place, man? Who
is the first place pick?
Who do you think is going to get it? Considering our next week's matchups and all the information we have garnered from the 8 previous weeks of play, who will take first? C9, Team Liquid, or Counter Logic Gaming? I'm pretty sure those are the only 3 teams that can...
Can TSM not get it?
No, TSM can't get it.
Oh, shit. Damn.
TSM have 9 wins. Team Liquid have 12. There's no way they can get it.
Oh shit.
Though
Rest
I am
of
pretty
peppers
sure
and onions.
that
Dude,
CLG and Cloud9 both have
shit,
clinched playoff spots.
I think so too. I totally should have picked fucking TSM over TL then. Fuck. Forgot about that. Anyway,
hopes and dreams, man. Hopes and dreams.
Listen, I don't pay attention to anything. Okay. I don't think it's CLG. That would be crazy.
They look crazy this weekend, though.
Yeah, but that would be crazy. Did they win every game?
Oh, yeah, they went 2-0 this weekend, and I'm checking last weekend.
You didn't pick them the coming week, though, so I know you don't think it's
They went 2-0 next
them.
weekend. No. These picks are strategic.
I know they are, but you have them 1-1, so I don't think. I think it's probably C9 or TL. I don't know.
Come on, man. You got to get to a conclusion.
No, I want you to do it because I asked the question first.
You want me to do it?
Well, I want you to start. Well, I asked the question, dude.
Okay. I think it will be. I'm gonna give you an order from bottom to top. I think it is gonna be.
Oh wait, which is bottom?
Third.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you third first. I think it's gonna be Cloud9.
Okay.
Then CLG, Team Liquid.
Okay. I'm gonna reverse third and second.
You think Cloud9 is gonna get the bye?
I do. I do. Especially, I don't know. I just do. And I also just really want TL to 4P for the meme. So, gonna put them in first. I also think they have a legitimate shot at doing it. But I just also like the meme. You know, like when they're playing TSM, that's gonna be a hard match. That they're picking Fox. Fucking who knows what that's gonna turn up as. But like,
so C9 have a harder roster positionally, but that's only by like one slot. It's only by one position, really.
Harder than TL?
Than CLG.
Oh, okay.
So I think CLG will like their opponent difficulty to me looks very similar. They both play Optic, so.
And you picked Optic both games, you fucking Chad.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I did. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
You want to change that? Was that a mistake?
No.
It was tactics.
These are tactical picks.
These are team fight tactics,
We're gonna get to
baby.
these later, but I just think that Cloud9 has been showing some holes. As much as they got a win against TL, I think it was really, I don't know. I don't want to say random, but lucky. Like how they kind of turned up all those, like the dominoes fell in a row and it fell over. Because I don't think that happens twice.
I think it had a lot to do not with luck, but just with. I mean, they had a team fight.
I think it had a lot to do with how Shutdown mid got like that.
How Shutdown mid got, but also that was like it. Just also they had a comp that wanted to fight. Like, they had Aatrox, Gragas, Kiana. Like that's a team that wants to go in.
All right, we already talked about this, but yeah, I just feel.
But I'm just saying I don't think it's like a coin flip like you're saying it is, or like complete luck.
I just feel like C9 has been showing more holes than TL in recent weeks. Especially if they play definitely any of these games, or Kumo for that matter. I think TL is most definitely probably going to get first. They were on like a 5-game win streak heading into this weekend, so everyone was like, "Yep, TL's probably far and away the best team." And then they lost 1 game to C9, and they're like, "Are they really?" I still think yes.
I also still think yes.
But CLG have also been looking very solid. I think they're also on a pretty big win streak, or at least a really good ratio in the back half of the split. And I'm looking forward to them. Like as I said, I think they're going to get the bye, and I think they're probably going to do pretty well in playoffs.
I think they're definitely going to do pretty well in playoffs. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that. I'm just picking C9 for fan service reasons. Like for personal
fan service.
For my own, I'm the fan and servicing myself. I'm
just sad that TSM has let me down so much. I don't understand.
I should have thought this through because I made picks based on what I thought would happen, and then I made my made my predictions the opposite of my picks. Right? If I'm right, then CLG loses the games. Again, well, maybe if they go 1-1 and C9 goes 2-0. Okay, no,
everyone can win up.
No, okay, so I'm not super fucked then. Okay.
All three of them do not play each other at all, so they're all Well,
Yeah.
No one's in control of their own destiny besides TL.
Okay, well, fingers crossed for the fucking 4 meme to continue, but I have nothing else to say about this. I believe it's time to pay our respects.
I wish I had an Echo Fox jersey, to be honest.
Last episode, we had a conversation about what we thought would happen with Echo Fox. And about a day and a half after...
Oh, it was like 12 hours. It came out like that the next morning.
I literally didn't even look at the date. I don't know. 12 hours later, we got confirmation that Echo Fox is selling their slot, that we're not able to get rid of the shareholder in time. And I am extremely sad, as I said I would be. I love Rick Fox. I think he's a great guy. I think he's great for the community. And I hope he can still be around in some aspect, although it seems extremely unlikely. So, press F, friend.
Yeah. Trying to pull up an article so I know exactly who is buying them.
I haven't seen who's buying. I saw...
Well,
we
it's
talked about how
a rumor from Jacob
Wolf.
Wolf.
What was it, P1?
Yeah, it's the guys who own P1. It's Kroenke Sports and Entertainment are buying them for a reported $30.25 million. They're buying the LCS spot, by the way. Not Echo Fox as a whole. Just the spot is worth $30 million. Like,
Echo Fox is probably worth a little more than that because they have other teams.
They're probably worth somewhere maybe double or like 50% more than that. I don't know. Their Rocket League and fighting game teams are apparently pretty good.
They are. The Echo Fox fighting game seems pretty strong.
And I think they've been doing stuff in COD World Championship, but I don't follow too many other esports, to be honest.
I just follow fighting games.
So what's exactly happening is 3 teams that were denied partnership in the LCS are now being re-given their partnership through purchasing other... Well, this is the only slot that's being sold for somebody. Every other one... Yeah, the entire teams are being sold and rebranded and whatnot. Which, to be honest, is probably a good thing. Was it Optic who's selling? Optic is going to Dignitas and Clutch Gaming... No. Clutch is going to Dig, Optic is going to Immortals, right?
I don't remember the order, but I know that those are the 4 teams involved.
I think that's what's happening there. So this has brought up a lot of questions about whether Riot's vetting process is good enough. But to me, 2 of the teams got bought out because this was seen as a successful venture. Like, they bought them because they were making money and they wanted to be able to make that money. If they could have bought slots into the LCS, I bet you they would have done that instead of buying Optic or Clutch. I'm not sure about Optic because Optic was bought for more or less other reasons than the LCS slot, but especially Clutch Gaming, who basically only have an LCS slot. That's why they got bought, was for their LCS. They got bought for the LCS slot, but because they were being successful in it.
Yeah, you also can't buy the larger group of Clutch Gaming because it's the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, you have to buy the
and that is worth a lot more.
Well, it's the 76ers buying it, so...
Oh, but I don't think you... Listen.
No, that would be a really big problem inside of the NBA, so...
Yeah, you can't own 2 teams. Also, I think you are really underestimating how much...
How much money the 76ers have?
No, how much Houston Rockets cost.
I'm just trying to say it's another big basketball team. So... Honestly, I don't know why...
They sold for about $2.2 billion in 2017.
That's
for the Rockets.
God damn.
Yeah, no, dude, NBA teams go for a lot.
So do you think that this is a sign that Riot's vetting process was not good enough?
No. Riot does not give me the impression that they want to have any of those, like, what was it, Team Impulse not paying their players, right?
That was probably Dragon Knights or LMQ.
There's also there were a few teams.
Yeah, Dignitas paid their players in mouse pads, literally. Like,
look, what I think is that Riot, in its effort to be taken more seriously as a sport, right? Like, drop the E, as a sport, would not fuck around with an organization that they think will cause a scandal financially, like not pay their players, do something like that. I think Riot is way too invested in getting esports and the LCS in particular, or not the LCS in particular, but the esports in particular, LOL esports in particular, to be taken seriously outside of just like a couple of like a group of nerds, right? And that the way to do that isn't to hire allow in super shady organizations that are gonna like throw a scandal and be like, well, this is just a bunch of fake shit, right? Like, if they're being let back in, to me it signals whatever issues they had, they fixed, or they didn't have huge glaring issues in the first place as much as other teams made better proposals, right? We, as fans, might conjecture that the teams were denied because of issues, but it literally might just have been other teams had better proposals, better systems, right? Better something or other, and that's fine, right? Like, you know. So I don't think Riot would really like, you know.
From what I've seen from like how Riot picked and who got in, who got out, it seemed like a big like financial interest is what they were really going for. They wanted to make sure that these members would be able to generate revenue in a reasonable amount of time. They would be able to make a profit and contribute to the league. There's like that's why they didn't go with Immortals, because they just taken out not only like a loan. They would not only take out a loan for the LCS, but they had to take out a loan for Overwatch, which they're a part of. I think it's LA Valiant. I forget which team they own. But they had a $20 million loan out for that too. So they were about to be $30 million in the hole for the next 5 years, basically. And that's not really a team that you want to. And people are going to say, well, Optic got in. Optic has been around for years. They're an old Call of Duty esports franchise team, whatever. So they were much more experienced. I get it, their entire company fell apart, but at the time when this franchising went down, it didn't look like that. And that's why they got in. So they weren't hunting for bad investors. They were just looking at who would make a profit. Yes, sure, there were some people that are like, this. They don't really seem like they're going to be a good fit. They don't really seem like they know the scene well enough to be able to do this job. But that's, again, part of being able to turn a profit.
Yeah, and things like that can change, right? Like, if you can prove after the fact, like, here's what we were doing wrong last time, here's what we will do right this time, or here are the lessons we have learned, right? Then that can do a lot of good, right? And like, plus, in terms of gaining revenue, things like that, like marketing, are things other orgs are typically a little less uptight about sharing, especially at a really personable league like this where a lot of the owners have known each other for almost a decade, right? Like, I'm not saying give away all the secrets, but if a team comes to the team and is like, well, you know, like, what about this? It doesn't seem odd to me in esports for like guidance to occur where it would in other sports between owners, because owners of other sports are usually like magnate billionaires who have billions of dollars already and don't really need.
They actually have no idea how to run a baseball team.
No, or any other team. They're just buying it because it's fucking cool, and they usually lose a lot of money to do it. But whatever. I don't know. I trust Riot. You know.
Yeah, I trust Riot enough to know who is a bad deal, considering they own one game and they make as much money as many of the other major publishers. Just putting that out there. They make somewhere close to $2 billion a year. You know who makes close to $2 billion a year? Activision.
Anyone who buys the Houston Rockets or sells the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, that guy.
2.2 billion. Oh, that's, yeah, I don't know. Like, I trust Riot. So
yeah, I can't wait for Dig to come back with that awful logo.
I can't wait to see who officially buys the Echo Fox slot.
It's totally not going to be Kronk in esports. I just want P1 back. I love P1.
Ambivalent. The only thing I cared about P1 was Dark Meteos.
I almost bought their fidget spinners.
Dark Meteos!
I almost bought a bunch of P1's fidget spinners, and I'm sad I didn't.
Dark Meteos is the alpha timeline.
Alright!
Week 9 picks.
What? That's the week results? Okay, there's our week 9 picks up on screen for you right there. Boom!
Right fucking there! So, Anthony has gone out of his way to try to strategize a win because he's more invested in this competition than I am. Because I didn't even realize
that we're wrong somewhere on around 50% of the time, so it doesn't really matter what I pick.
No, it doesn't. It's a kind of a coin flip because it's really hard to predict shit like this.
That's the ones.
Yeah, also no training in the field.
It's not even the training in the field. It's just that it's impossible to see what these teams are going to do off of 2
also don't
games
have
a
access
week.
to as many of the stats as Riot does.
No, we have access to all those stats.
Oh, we do? Well, I don't use them.
The problem, no, well, it's Game of Legends. That has all the stats that Riot gets, basically.
Sure, I believe you, but I don't look at them. So, CLG versus Optic. I picked CLG, you picked Optic. Do you really think... What?
No, keep going.
Oh, I was going to say, is Optic like a legit, I think Optic is going to win, or is an Optic like I want to win against
Do I have
that?
CLG written here? No, I think I changed my pick, actually.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay. Let me open them. Okay, I was looking at the doc. Okay, hold on. CLG. Just kidding. Just kidding.
You know.
C9 versus GGS, I picked Cloud9, you picked Golden Guardians because you don't like me.
I picked Golden Guardians because Golden Guardians is looking a lot hotter than C9 to me. Especially after last week.
I want you to know that I'm holding a, like, I talk with my hands a lot. I'm holding like a paint scraper and flailing it. I don't know why. It's like just become like a pointer. Anyway.
Let me join you.
With a paint
As
scraper?
I cut my fingers with, no, it's a scissors.
Oh, with scissors, yeah. So, listen. Cover up the brand. No. C9 vs GGS, fair enough. 100 Thieves, Clutch Gaming.
I think we both picked 100 Thieves, mostly because I don't have faith in Clutch to win another game.
No, me either. FlyQuest versus TSM, we both picked TSM. They look better.
They
just
do?
look better.
I mean, hey, look, who's beaten C9 more recently?
I don't know.
The answer's FlyQuest. They beat them on
neither
Saturday.
of them have ever beaten C9.
Yeah,
sure, okay, but like, that doesn't mean they're going to beat TSM.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. I just think TSM's probably going to outskill them in every lane like they
next we got,
do.
Fair enough. TL versus Fox. I picked Team Liquid. You picked Echo Fox.
I'm betting Echo Fox.
You just want to pick them one last time before they left the league.
A little bit, but at the same time, I also want to see Echo Fox get a 2-0 above Team Liquid and finish last.
That would be very funny. I think it's unlikely to happen.
I don't, considering they cannot not finish last.
No, I meant the beating TL part. I didn't mean the finishing last part.
No. This is my 50-50 shot. I'm gonna get this.
I know you are.
I can't wait for this game to turn up. I'm gonna never let it go.
Dude, if it turns up, I also won't ever let it go. What are you talking about?
It would be amazing. I want Team Liquid to win Worlds, because then I can say Echo Fox died, so Team Liquid could win Worlds, because Echo Fox is the only team that could beat them.
True. C9 versus Optic Gaming. You picked Optic Gaming. I picked C9.
Honestly, again, I think Optic have been looking better than C9. They couldn't close out against Team Liquid, but I like Meteos too. I think Meteos is gonna get right in Sneaky's head.
Maybe.
They had Sneaky and Meteos on a cooldown, and they had, they had Meteos on the desk, and they talked to him and be like, "Hey, what do you think about this game next week?" And he's like, "I don't really have a lot of stakes in this game, at all." Well, I love Meteos. Meteos is a good guy.
Meteos is great. CLG versus 100 Thieves. We both picked CLG. That seems like an obvious pick for both of us.
I also don't think 100 Thieves can make playoffs, so they might just start playing. They might actually just put in their academy league and let their main team go off and cavort.
Maybe, or they just try to like fuck up CLG's.
There are odds, so they might actually play them day one, but I'm pretty sure they lose if Optic win one game. So, oh wait, no, hang on. They need Optic and Golden Guardians to win one game, which is very possible. What was the next match?
TSM. I picked Team Liquid.
TSM. I think TSM are going to do it. I think so. I got to give my boys faith one last time before they disappoint me again. But
hey, I can't blame you for that, buddy.
I think honestly, this weekend, I think TL are just going to stop getting a shit. I think they're really not going to care as much. They're going to just... I think they're guaranteed a bye, basically. Or no, actually, no, they're guaranteed a tiebreaker for a bye against Cloud9.
Yeah, but I don't think that's enough for them. So I think they
only need to win one game, and they have 5.
Yeah, so I think how seriously they take day 2 is dependent upon how they do in day 1. right? Because they do need. I'm sure they want to avoid the tiebreaker.
Maybe.
So if they lose to Fox, then fuck me, dude. I guess.
In general, I just think they're going to be playing a lot less serious this weekend overall. Even if they end up going to the tiebreaker, I think they're a lot more apathetic than they have been, especially looking at how they just sort of keeled over against Cloud9.
I don't blame you. GGS versus Clutch Gaming. We both picked Golden Guardians.
And then FlyQuest.
Versus Fox, we both picked FlyQuest.
I think FlyQuest they're so much better than Team Liquid that they're gonna demolish Echo Fox.
I want us to be wrong. I want Echo Fox to go out on a win. I don't think they will.
I think Echo Fox might also just put in their academy team and not give a shit. But who knows?
They might not, because why not let the boys play together one last time?
I guess. I'm not sure if they're gonna sell their roster with the team or they're gonna.
Dude, they're buying a spot. They're not buying the org, right? Like these guys,
right? But they could just transfer the contracts at the same time. Who knows?
They could, but they don't have to, right? So it might not. This might be the end of this work. This specific set of people. So
possible. Yeah. Might actually be good that they rebuild. To be honest.
Who knows? Not me. So, match preview: TSM versus Tool. Didn't really work. TSM versus Team Liquid.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You ready for the matchup of the weekend? Because I'm pretty sure this match isn't going to mean anything for either of these two by the time it happens.
It's high-key dependent upon other stuff. But it might matter.
If TL win their first game, it doesn't matter at all.
Correct. And if they don't win their first game, then it does matter.
So TSM can still get a bye. So if TSM go 2-0.
Wait, can they?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Everybody else has to lose a lot, though.
I'm actually not sure about their Cloud9 matchup. I'm not sure if they're 0-2 or 1-1 against Cloud9. I can't remember.
TSM?
Yes.
Me either.
You know,
I'll go look it up. I'll look it up while you talk.
So I think there's pretty decent odds that TSM can make that bye slot. And beating Team Liquid is one of the things they have to do it. And I'm betting you they do. I'm willing to bet on it. I'll put down the house that I totally do not own. I feel like C9 are just not going to care. I feel like they're going to be rather apathetic about it. I feel like they might even swap out a player to get somebody who they might want to try to have as a backup. Who knows? Then again, TL doesn't look like a team who ever want to swap out players, to be honest. But I'm banking on apathy. I'm banking on them not giving a shit. Did you find it?
I don't. I can only find one of the matchups.
Week 7, it was C9.
And then the first time they played, no, that's. What number was week 7? 14? July 14?
Where are you looking?
I'm not looking at our thing.
I don't know.
I'm looking at the schedule.
Where the hell is it?
Dude, I literally can't find it.
Week 3, TSM won. They're 1-1. So TSM do have a potential for a tiebreaker against Cloud9 for that last bye slot.
I see.
But CLG can just win 2 games and get it.
Oh, I know what I was doing.
What were you doing?
As fuck. I was scrolling up and I saw MSI and I was like, well, that's the old international, so I'm not going to go any farther up. And then I missed it.
Oh, you went to Rift Rivals.
Yeah, Rift Rivals is what I meant, my bad.
So yeah, TSM need this win to complete their run for that bye, and gosh darn it, they're gonna do it. What do you think? Do you think they're gonna do it?
No, we already went over our picks. I don't think they're gonna do it. I think TL is a good shot. I think TL is still the best team in the league. I think you agree with me because you literally said you did.
No, yeah, I think they're gonna be the best team in the league.
Yeah, I think TSM's obviously up there. TL seems like the kind of team who's more likely to dick around in the beginning or the middle than the end. They seem very interested as a unit and as a bunch of individuals in winning. and the prestige of winning and the prestige of a lot of titles. And of course, there's the old Jensen Bjergsen sort of beef, though. Well, not beef, but rivalry. The double lift Bjergsen rivalry, right? I think that if there's one team these people are going to really try about, I see your hand raised, but we're not in a classroom, so fucking hold on. I'll go over your eyes and bite you. But I think if there's one team they're actually going to like pull out the sauce on, it's going to be TSM every time, just because of that lineage.
This happened last split.
Yeah, but last split was a rock, paper, scissors, so.
A little bit, but the TSM
Not a little bit,
won.
what are you talking about?
TSM
It was
still
2-0,
won the
2-0,
game.
2-0. What?
TSM still won the game.
Alright, well, did TSM win this split?
What?
No.
I'm pretty sure they're going to be 1-1 with everybody. This is the last match.
Are we going to be 1-1 with TL?
Wait, huh?
I'm asking you if they already beat Team Liquid or not.
I don't know, but I think
so.
TL won. So if TSM win now, it's going to be a 1-1
Well, yeah, if they win
tie.
now, it'll be a 1-1. But I'm saying I think they lost the last one. Yeah, they did. It was week 1. No, that's not right. Yes,
that should be right.
June 1st. So I don't know. Oh, how time flies.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. We're gonna get that buy spot. Just like the 7-way tie happened, we're gonna get that buy spot.
God bless, dude.
I missed. That was such a good day.
That was so fucking good.
Holy shit. Too bad that kid. Actually, wait. I don't know. The foldy sheet's gonna be back, and I'm looking forward to the foldy sheet, man. I kind of want to have one, but it's like, hey, you want to print out like 9 yards of foldy sheet just to cut it in half?
No, I don't.
If anyone is looking for the foldy sheet, by the way, you can probably just check either LOL Esports or the LOL Stats team Twitter, and they'll put it out the day of.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the foldy sheets, but I'm also not gonna.
I'm a stats whore. I like my stats. Give me numbers.
I just think it's fun.
Okay, Matt, you want to give me the
You
line?
want to take us on home?
Yeah, I'll take us on home. That's right. I'll do it for this week. Week 8 of the LCS and Linder Leland's podcast. You can catch us every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/NizzyTV2K11. Catch the VODs on my YouTube channel. Have a good day.